Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of VisionAir Talks. Today's guest is someone many people in the balloon world know for her creativity, style, and unforgettable presence. Ashe Owens. Ashe built a name for herself through bold designs, wearable art, and bringing personality into every creation she touched. Even though her path has evolved over time, her impact on the balloon industry is still remembered and appreciated by many artists around the world. Today, we're going to talk about her journey, how it all began, the creative highs and the challenges along the way, and what life looks like after balloons. Please welcome Ashe Owens. Hi, Ash, how are you?
Wonderful. How about you?
I'm really great, and I'm so honored that you are here with us in VisionAir Talks. And I'm so excited about this interview. I saw your last work, crazy, amazing works, amazing designs, and I'm so excited to ask you all about your designs and your journey in the balloon industry. But first of all, I would like you to say some words about yourself if you can.
Yeah. I'm Ashe Owens. I've been twisting for about a decade, a little bit less than. Uh, love dresses, love fashion, make a lot of that kind of stuff, and then do a lot of entertainment and all the fun stuff that all of us do, stilt walking and other stuff and fun. Lots of balloons, really into wearables.
That's great. That's great. Um, can you please start from the beginning? How did you discover the balloon world? How you start your way in the balloon world?
So weirdly enough, my mom always switched between different hobbies when we were little kids, and one of the hobbies she had for a little while was balloon twisting. So she had those little spiral notebook balloon magic books with the motorcycle and the mermaid and stuff on there, and we would try to figure out how to do them. And my mom got really good at them, and I was always really jealous of her. And then fast forward like a decade later, I started to do face painting, and then I started to do it on my own during college. And I started to get so many requests for balloons that I brought my mom in again and forced her back into it, which then I started making the flower for her or the palm tree for her monkey or whatever, because I only could paint so many faces, but kids can have endless balloons. Till I started to get a little more into it. And then we went to Twist and Shout together in Chicago in 2019, I think it was. And I just saw the fashion show and was like, I want to do that.
Wow.
Like,
Wow,
I want to
that's
do that.
interesting. Oh, amazing. So you discovered the balloons, and what pushed you to start work with balloons to be part of this industry?
Honestly, the people. Like, I don't think if it wasn't for the people, then I would have like stayed as well into it. But just being able to build whatever you want. And as soon as I saw that like bigger stuff, that it was more than just like a dog and a sword at a kid's party, I was hooked. Like, I probably haven't touched face paint other than for parties. I practice occasionally, but like I don't have artistic fun with them like I do when I pick up balloons. As much now. Balloons are definitely my favorite ever since then. It was
That's
Yoko's
amazing.
dress, Yoko Hoppa's
When I
dress.
Yeah, of course. When I hearing about this kind of stories, how artists, the biggest artist in the world, starts their way, it's all the time makes me feel like wow, like connected to the community because you sing unique stories, unique connections, and it's feel like reviving yourself with these stories. It's amazing. So when you realized, okay, I'm good with balloons. I want to make it more than just an hobby, something else.
Balloon wise, not until that twist and shout a couple years later. I kind of started to realize I wanted to do entertainment when I was in college because I did it on the side, and then it just started to get bigger. And I realized that I was focusing more on that than I was on the education. So I was like, well, maybe I should switch up what I'm doing because I was going to music for music and photography. And then I
Oh,
ended up switching every gear and doing entertainment and business because it just was what it fell into it.
wow, that's amazing. You thought to yourself that you will be a photographer, and to change it to balloons, it's crazy. It's actually crazy
Yeah.
because it's a great risk. How you handle with that risk?
I was very lucky to have like a lower rent and everything so that I was able to build my business a little bit more. And then I was also just lucky that I started it so early because I my business was established. This is actually my 10-year anniversary. So my business was established by the time that I was 24, 23, 24. So I got really lucky to start early too.
Wow.
Basically, I kind of like went to college, started doing this, and then I never stopped.
So,
So
was there a project or design that changed everything for you? That like push you to other levels and showed you that this is the way that you want to push yourself in?
I will not lie, seeing Sam Cremines, the way that he did robotics and animatronics and lights and stuff inside of his balloons, I was like, whoa, you can do that kind of stuff. Like, I guess every single time that I see somebody like break something, like I think it was Melissa Vincent made that really pretty foil dress that transformed. I was like, we can sew? Like it never bought. So like whenever I see someone do something new, I'm like, oh, bet we can do that. Oh my gosh, I want to explore that. Like it's, why not? It's so fun. And I feel like a personal project for me that opened it up was probably my first twist and shout dress because it was the first time where I stepped in and I was like, Marie Data was here, like terrified in that room, seeing who was all in that room. So probably that first dress was the one where I was like, whoa, I'm actually trying to do something that's more crazy, you know?
You know, 2 years ago, I think it was my first Twist and Shout convention that I attended to, and I feel like yourself. I'm like I'm I I remember that I entered the Great Hall, and I'm seeing Marie, and I think seeing other great artists, and I'm like, oh my God, they are like my idols, and I'm here with them, and it's so inspiring. And I really offering and suggesting to all of our viewers, um, go to conventions. It's something else. It's something really encouraging to push yourself to other boundaries, to put other boundaries to yourself and other limits. The sky's the limits, actually, and it's amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
conventions are really great. Actually, I remember. I think it was my first convention, Twist and Shout convention, that I saw your design there in the medium size competition. The box
Yeah.
with the dog, with all the sharp edges. It was crazy. What led you to this kind of design, to think it's actually out of the box?
Um, that year, my goal was to try and just do all of the competitions. Like, I wanted to see if I could do it. I just wanted to see if I could do everything minus costume and the timed ones. And I mean, you saw my large, it was not good. There was definitely some stuff on that table that I put on there that was not good, but it made it onto the table. And the inspiration behind that whole collection was supposed to be it was personal things that I dealt with. So that one was anxiety because I have a lot of anxiety issues and that's what it feels like, that little dog. The minute you look at it, you're like, oh, not the dog. So that's kind
It's
of
the
where I went with
iconic.
it.
It's not just the dog. It's the iconic way that you put the dog, the iconic dog that represent the balloon industry, the balloon world, and you put it like inside a cage. And each viewer that look at this kind of design, um, inter interpretate, I can't say this word, to himself, like it took the story to different kind of thinking way or whatever. It's crazy.
I think that I think that that's more so my thing is I like stories. I'm a fan of trying to tell a story.
That's amazing. So when you look back to your creations, how different were they from the amazing work you make today, the wearable dresses, what or the other designs that you make?
Um, it's definitely a lot cleaner now. A lot more bubbly back in the day. But I feel like I always kind of, because of the fact that I fell in love with the fashion and those more intricate things first, I feel like I like those more intricate things, but I never really got as many of the basics down. Like if somebody asked me to make the two doves and a heart, I would be like, I don't know those old designs. I
You
focus so
don't
much
know
on the
these kind
twisting.
of designs?
I know some of them. I know most of them. And like I do a lot of line work stuff, but nowadays people don't really do the one balloon animals or the two balloon animals anymore. It's always bigger, extravagant stuff in line work. So I guess I always kind of went for that more weaving and that kind of stuff. But I feel like I've definitely kind of been like, okay, well, like what else is there nowadays? And now I'm more confident in my weaving and playing around with what I can break away from it almost in ways I can like. I really like a show.
I know. I saw that. Your last dress, for an example, the not the last dress, the one in the last Twist and Shout convention. It was wow. It was like I saw it on my first time was on Facebook. I didn't attend to the other to the last Twist and Shout convention, and I saw it on my feed, and I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. How you thought about this kind of technique to take the ordinary dress and to actually flip it to something else that people never seen in their life.
To be honest with you, this year I actually made that dress with. I just had the idea because most of my dresses and most of the pieces I make, I get inspired by like a song first. And then I get the idea for how it would move or what kind of thing I want for it. And then it kind of builds off of that. So normally there's always a song or like something like that. So for this one, I had made these stained glass wings on the fly at a body paint convention for somebody, and she wanted them to look more of like a dragonfly wing. So I tried out the distortion and putting them together. And in that case, I had it where all the balloons were touching and taped together. And I flat out told her, like, if one of these pops, they're gone. Because of the, distortion, but they lasted. And then as soon as I did it, Martin Lemire was like, you need to make a dress out of that. And I was like, I wonder how I could make a dress out of that. And then I was looking and I saw a piece of stained glass and I was like, oh my God, it's just a bunch of broken pieces. That's just a bunch of distorted figures, put them together and outline them. So then I started playing with that idea and the distorted windows from Beauty and the Beast were just like game. It fit, it worked. I knew it was going to be recognizable. And I love the like that deep music from Beauty and the Beast opening. Like and it just worked. But I will not lie, in this year, I actually have never placed in fashion before, no matter how many attempts I made. I just never could get that good, good enough dress going. So this year my goal was to get third place. And I was not expecting to shoot so high, I guess, with it. And I get the response I did because in my mind, I just made a dress. I didn't think about the fact that the distortion idea is new, but I'm absolutely already playing with that idea of how I'm going to utilize it in the future because, like, it's right. Distortion in fashion is now a thing. And, like, I'm hoping to see more of it. And I'm already thinking about how to use it more. So,
I think you inspired many artists to go in this kind of way
yay.
and to start experience distortions with dresses or other designs. It was crazy. How you actually build the behind of the dress? How you connected all all the parts, all the distortions to the actual dress.
So it's actually a giant hoop frame that I had. Um, And I learned from watching somebody else do a distorted piece at once that when you lose that one piece, it chain react pops. So I wanted to make sure that if I lost one distorted piece, I wouldn't lose all of them. So basically every single distorted piece was adhered to a fabric skirt, like a big hoop frame skirt underneath. And then I cut everything underneath once it was done. But I can send you a picture later. I have a picture from underneath and inside the skirt. It kind of looks like a stained glass like artwork of
Wow.
watercolors of all the colors coming through. But
I would
I
love to
used
see it.
Loctite adhesive, and then oh yeah, I'll send it to you. And then little tip, if anybody is trying to do the 160 distortion, double stuff your inside balloons because they'll hold their shape better for being such a
Oh,
thin balloon,
great.
but then you still have the thinner. Yeah. So all the distorted pieces on that dress were double stuffed as
Wow,
well.
amazing. It's what actually makes me feel so um, um, shocked or enthusiastic about this kind of dress. It it's the whole story that you put on it. In each side of the dress, you had a different part of the story of the beauty of and the beast. It was wow, amazing. It was crazy. And I thought to myself, what will be next? It was really great. And I really
Got some
happy
good
that you
ideas
are
going.
I really happy that you are you made it and you part in from this industry. It's amazing. Uh, so
Thank you.
for my next question is um, what why actually you choose to change the not change to choose the classic way of how we make balloons, and you choose your own way of wearable balloon art, balloon couture. Um, yeah,
Oh, why do I choose the couture side?
yeah.
You mean? Um, Mainly, I'll be completely honest. I keep saying I'll be completely honest, sorry. I don't consider myself to be a very fashion forward person. Most of my pieces come with like an inspiration and a crazy idea of some mechanic or weird thing I want to do. And then I sit there and kind of second guess. So like if somebody wants me to make a high couture fashion item, I don't have as much of a view in my head of I can make big couture stuff, but I question it a lot. Whereas when I have like a very distinct, I like to have a distinct challenge for myself, whether it be trying to work on patterns. Like I've been playing with patterns lately in the weave for the last two dresses I did. And just, I don't know. I guess part of it is the whole like pushing boundaries. I like to do something a little bit different. And why not? I just want that stage moment of like people just to be like, what? I want to be able to just, where else are you going to get 3 minutes on a stage of people all in the crowd who know exactly what they're looking at and know how much work you put into it and can appreciate it. So,
You
yeah, that's my
reached it
favorite.
at the last convention. Yeah, this is something really unique to hear how you thinking about your designs. It's not just um, like a fashion designer. You think like a sculptor or more like a designer than a dress designer.
That's exactly 100% it is. I do not, I will, and I'm okay with making fashion stuff. I don't consider myself to be like a fashiony person in any way normally. I'm not, I will second guess everything if I'm trying to make like a couture fun fashion thing. But if I have a general theme or inspiration in my head, then normally I'm good to go on it.
So
But I sew as well. So
So can you take us through um, your way of thinking, how you design your uh, own dresses or designs?
Yeah, so normally it would be when I'm listening to music, normally I'll be like, whoa, that would be a really good runway song. Or I'll hear like the words of the song. And sometimes it's one of those like I have a huge playlist of just all songs that are things that I have balloon ideas for. And it's either I don't know how to utilize them or maybe I don't think I have the right crowd for it. But essentially, it always starts with the idea of I would love to put that on a runway. And then I just kind of start envisioning it in my head. And normally it's key moments of the runway, like if there's moments in the song or cues where I'll be like, okay, well, if I did this, I'd want to do a tearaway at this point. Like little fun thing this upcoming year, I'm potentially trying to work with like purposeful destruction on stage.
Oh,
So I basically go from there, and normally I have in my head a perfect vision of what I want, and then I translate it to sketch, and then I'll play with colors and um like some of the ideas I've had for years. Like the Beauty and the Beast idea I started working on probably a month before the twist and shout before that. Like I just kind of hear it and I get an idea and I'm just like, let's go with it. And I just choose which one I think I'm going to do there. And every single year I switch my mind like 5 times. But yeah, I would say it goes inspiration through song where I have an idea of how I want it presented. And then I kind of visualize it, sketch it, and then last is normally color choice and exactly functionality.
I never thought to myself that music can be an inspiration for designs, for balloon designs. It's amazing.
Yeah, mostly music is where I get my inspiration from. I get the inspiration for how I want it to move before anything else.
I'm actually when I'm designing something, I have to put music on the background to feel happy and to work with the energies. But to get inspiration from music, that's unique, completely unique, and wow, that's great. Maybe I will try it by myself to get inspired
Yeah.
by music. You don't know, you don't want to know what music I'm hearing. I like to hear, but that it's different kind of conversation, maybe. um, tell me, please, what is the biggest technical challenge that you ever had when you design something?
Models being comfortable and movement because the model being comfortable and things moving, especially because a lot of the times your model might not understand that balloons do not move like fabric. So I've had a couple of them where the couple that I just did with the weird patterns on them, whenever I do something for them, that's for a competition and their rules are that it has to be a gown and it has to touch the floor. So it has to actually touch the floor. And a lot of these models are over 6 feet tall. So my biggest issue is always like with those particular ones, I've got about 30 minutes to get it on the model. And then, when you take it off the form into the model, it doesn't look as well. So I normally wait. And it's those last little bits of making sure it can touch the floor. Or I guess the biggest technical difficult for me is like making sure that the model has a good understanding, but also that they understand how moving in a balloon dress works. Because if the balloon's all the way to the floor, they can't bend over. They have to accept that the entire time they're wearing it, they're not going to be able to touch the floor. And if they try to move too far forward, the balloons are going to come up, you know? So I think that's the biggest technical hurdle I have is trying to make balloons work like they aren't balloons. That's my biggest thing, I guess. I'm always fighting with the balloon. Like, how can I make you not work like you should?
Yeah,
How can I
definitely.
turn you into
How, how,
material?
how you handle with the shrinking problem of the 160s?
Double stuffing or high floating normally, or I just make it. I have a huge habit. It's probably not healthy, but as soon as I start, a lot of the times I won't stop. So I'll like try to power sleep before I'm gonna make a dress, so that way I can do a full all-nighter if I need to, and get some energy drinks. But otherwise, I'm not shy of high floating and double stuffing when I have to, but it definitely slows the process down.
It's really slowing because it's 160. To put high float or double stuff to make double stuff with 160, it's completely crazy. It's hard and taking tons of time. Did you thought about maybe
I'm
putting an AC, like a cold weather, to uh, make the shrink be as slowly as much as you can?
Yeah, I have pictures of like a couple people showed me like the idea of putting them in a deep freezer. So I definitely will throw them in the fridge in the freezer a lot, and then I'll put the temperature down in the room, but I'm kind of like a reptile. I like it warm. I get cold really easily, so that one's harder for me, but I will throw on sweatshirts and deal with it for it. But yeah, a lot of the times if I need it to last a really long time, I'll double stuff it, but then I also stop double stuffing at a certain time. And then I double stuff my 160s into a 260.
Hmm.
So that way I just literally I'll have somebody else sit behind me and feed them in. And then that way, luckily they're already double stuffed for me and I just have to inflate them. So
Okay.
that's normally my assembly line of it when I double stuff. But it definitely hurts your hands more.
Yeah, yeah. And it's all also the liquid, the disgusting liquid that you have to deal with, and it's sticky on your hands. And how you actually handle with the high float when it's sticky, when you have to make small bubbles. It's so hard.
I always like tie I'll normally tie off my high floated ones super early and then I always keep like um paper towels right there and wipe them off as I go because it's just going to be a gross sticky process, you know. I've started double stuffing more than high floating just because of the occasional pop on the high float leaking or shrinking weird and I think I've gone more into double stuffing because of that, but neither one's fun.
That's a great. It's a great idea. I think I will use it to double stuff 160. I need to practice a lot to make it because it's super hard for me. It's taking me maybe 3 or 4 minutes just for one balloon to make a double stuff. So I will prefer high float, but I will try. It's a good idea to
Yeah.
start practice a lot with 160. Okay, so um, how you balance between the actual part of beauty of the dress of your designs and the practicality uh, when someone actually need to wear the dress. And there is the movement, there is a lot of things that happen that can happen that can break the old dress or the actual um, design that you wanted to you want it to look like. How you handle with that?
Um, I would say a lot of high to lows. You know, a lot of us, when you make a floor length gown, I always tend to make the front of it a little bit higher up. So that way they have a little bit of room to walk. And then just my biggest thing is always making sure there's enough room for them to walk, no matter how you make the bottom. Because a lot of us use a lot of curls or linkaloons and all that other stuff on the bottoms. So the practicality for me is always trying to figure out a way for it to look unique, but still fit the model in a way where they can move in it. And then I think half of the battle is just having a model or alerting your model like what it's like to be in a balloon dress. Like my one model, I pre-made an entire mock-up of a just basic dress so that they could take it home and practice walking in it, and see
Oh,
how it felt and where they could turn and that. Just because at a certain point, if it's going to be their first time on a runway with one, you know, there's so many limits when you're wearing a balloon dress. I don't know if you've ever worn balloon garments, um,
never
but
practiced it
they're a
before.
little bit,
Yeah.
you know, especially once you add in heels and everything else to the step. So I guess my biggest one would be like buttons too. I like to make buttons, or I like to have some sort of a way for my model to get in and out of the dress so that they can use the restroom or go for a walk or do whatever they need or reuse it. But I would say that the balance is for me probably it depends where it's going to be. Like if it's a runway, I'm going to focus more on the back. If it's for a photo shoot where they have no intentions of ever seeing the back of that dress, I'm going to have huge panels in the back because I'll just zip them in really quick and then we'll pop it when we're done, you know. But the intricacy of having buttons and a closable back is such like depending on what they need it for, I guess, is the main thing for that. But I always try to make sure that at least the front's beautiful and you always get all your standing pictures before any you sit, so it doesn't bunch up at all. Those are probably the big
I
two.
think I heard some designers, balloon dress designers, that put zippers behind the dress, and they just
Yeah.
zipped it and done. It's really
Yep.
easy. I maybe I will use it somehow. Did
I've
you
tried
had
it
an
once.
opportunity to use zippers in your dresses?
I've tried it once and it mine was done too loose. Like I tied it in a little bit too loosely, so I had some air gaps. I tend to favor bubbles and small loops. Like I create a tassel and then make two bubbles because that way the pinch bubbles kind of look like the little buttons going down the back of a bridal dress. That's my preferred method, but I've been playing around with the idea of the zippers more because I keep seeing everybody doing them, and I'm like, gosh, that's smart to just do a lace side zipper and tie into it. Like I feel like I don't know, maybe my next dress, maybe next week I'll make a dress and try to see the zipper, do a practice round.
It's good that I'm trying to inspire you and you like it. That's great. Um, okay, so if you could take balloon couture to the future, let's talk about the future for a minute. Um, where do you
Uh-huh.
see the this kind of um, level um, in the future? Where can reach? Where you see it?
I think movement, I think is going to potentially be the big future. Like whether we figure out ways to animate or automate, like Sam does, where he moves the balloons through lighting and things like that. I've always my second year dress I tried to make was a bust. I had some technical difficulties on stage, so it never actually worked. But my second year dress was playing with the idea of a puppetry system in helium. So I feel like in the future we're going to see a lot more people using mechanical things, especially with the use of 3D printing. Like people can potentially make joints and I think we're going to see a lot more things that move, animate. And then personally, I would love to see more transformative pieces. Like I think that transformative or like art, like the high couture, like you said, is really the future of it because everybody's getting a little bit more and more into it. And just in my mind, the idea of some balloon dress that's organically moving around a person while also lighting up just seems like such a cool concept. And I could totally see the future being like, balloons that fully expand on a person, like figuring out ways to inflate on a person. And I just think that eventually those kinds of technical stuff are going to take over, but in a good way,
I,
you
I
know?
have an idea for you in this kind of maybe you can
hmm
take the future and make it in a month to cooperate maybe with Glenn Lavallee.
What was that?
Glenn Lavallee
A glow?
is the
What's that?
motor guy from Canada.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. Glenn Laval. Yes, I know. That's the one who I think of when I think of like my inspiration-y type person is I would love to be like Glenn. Glenn is just, he has that invention book or idea book or something probably of, I'm assuming like, I can't imagine how his mind, I would love to see how his mind works, but I think that that's kind of more of the future of it. I'm imagining, especially in the costume world, I think we're going to see a lot more puppetry like the way his eye, beholder eye, moved around and stuff. I think we're going to see more puppetry. I feel like movement, especially because balloons fashion has been so staunch and whatever you make the pattern into or the movement into it, it's there. They're very flat. So the idea of somehow people incorporating movement, helium, or thinner balloon lines, I'm like really excited for.
You
You
know,
know?
I build balloon story exhibitions around the world, and Glenn actually was my motor guy, and he put movement in the lion mouth. He put movement in the wings of the parrot. the parrot wings, and the gorilla that waving her hand. And I really think that if we will cooperate together, balloon artists with the other balloon artists that know how to motorics works, we can actually make your dream come true and to make
Exactly.
yeah, dresses with movements and other stuff, amazing stuff. I think I saw the peacock dress that it's from the floor. You just push strings and it's coming up like peacock wings. It's
Yes.
amazing. It's something that getting in
Ronnie
progress.
made that.
Yeah.
I think it was Ronnie
So
Johnson made that for Float, the peacock. Boom. That's
yeah,
exactly what I'm
that
saying. Like transformative movement. It doesn't have to be motors, no, or anything, but I feel like more people are going to do that.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it's coming and it's in progress, and it's amazing to see. And I really looking forward to see your next creations, your next level, how you push your boundaries, and you um, taking the balloon designs to other levels. We are at the end of this conversation, and I really appreciate
Okay.
all of your answers and that you are here uh, and you actually approve this conversation.
Of
Thank you very
course.
much, Ash. I hope to see you
Yeah.
soon.
Same. I hope you come to Twist and Shout or one of the events soon. Or maybe I can make
I
my way
hope so.
overseas somewhere.
I'm sure that we will. Thank you very much. Have a great day, great week, and great year.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, too. You too.
Thank you, Ash. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you for being part of this conversation. I really hope you enjoyed it. Here on VisionAir, we don't just talk about balloons. We talk about vision, courage, creativity, and the people who turn imagination into reality. So if this story inspired you, make sure to follow, subscribe, and stay connected. More episodes, more journeys, and more inspiration are coming soon. I'm Kobe, and this is VisionAir. See you in the next episode.